art might be lurking out there somewhere. Not yet.
What is the webinar?
Well, that's the format
Oh, that's what
of
we
the
call these meetings.
Zoom. Yeah. As opposed to the meeting format.
Right. Okay.
Learning all this tech stuff. Yeah.
I know.
I was in Maine for 6 days skiing and teaching with Maine Adaptive, and actually took some clinics with one of the instructors, which was great. And so I drove home yesterday afternoon through that little snowstorm. It was very slow. I drove very slowly and only saw 3 cars that had skidded into the snowbank. So that wasn't too bad.
Wow.
No serious crashes. Huh?
I said, I'm really excited. I did adaptive when I coached, when I coach skating. In the past, I've done adaptive, and it's so rewarding.
It's amazing.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's transformative.
A lot of people, stand away from it, but I just found it. I taught this young lady, she was blind, how to skate. And I had this friend of mine, he's kind of like, an engineering kind of guy. And we did this PVC kind of piping, and she would put it, I couldn't believe I could get her to skate forwards and backwards. And that to me was one of the highlights of my career.
Yeah, I've done blind guiding for skiing, and it's astonishing.
Yeah.
I was helping out at Sugarloaf a couple of years ago, and there's this high school student there. He's been blind from birth, and he's been skiing since he was a little kid. His parents are both skiers, and so he has a regular assistant that he goes out with, and they use a radio, and he skis first, and so she tells him turn, drop, describing the terrain that he's heading into, completely unable to see anything.
Wow.
So it was my first time working with them, because you usually want 2 people at least, because somebody has to, she would be paying attention to where they're going, and I'm watching to make sure no other skiers run into us, So she asked him, well, where do you want to go? And he names the trail, and I'm like, that's a black diamond. His warm-up run is going to be on this black diamond, but he'd been skiing on that mountain his whole life. He knew all the trails, and we just went out and skied, and it's
exciting. That's really it's just so cool.
Right. So no, it's very
put my video on hold for a second here.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, so where is everyone?
They're 1 minute late. Should I send a reminder? I could do that. I'll do that.
Where in Maine were you?
Sunday River in Bethel. Or
right.
Newry, technically. It's beautiful. It was lovely up there.
I think Jill sent us a reminder today too, though.
Yeah. Maybe they're just late.
Rebecca, I want to get you to come with me to meet Amit at the City Hall.
Great.
Sometime soon, maybe next week.
Yeah, next week would be good. The following week is
that's
chaotic.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any school vacation,
okay.
but the point is just I know that next week is a week I can definitely accommodate, but the week after I am out straight for that particular week for certain reasons.
Yep.
But yeah, that would be great.
Good. Okay.
You know what, Jane, let me give you these a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
So you guys definitely want me to be treasurer then, huh?
Yeah. I think you'll be great.
Oh.
I am the least number person. I have no aptitude for math. I don't like it, and I did it. So,
No, I'm a very organized person. I'm kind of typing,
Yes.
so it'll probably be fine.
yes, I'm sure it will be.
Although I was getting good at the minutes, I don't know.
Yeah. Anything with practice, you know? Mhm.
Okay, I'm just gonna forward to, let's see,
Hi,
Laura
Lucas.
can't come.
Hi, how are you?
Laura cannot come, so it's just Shayla we're missing, right? And
And Karen?
Karen. Okay. It's a 6.
So have you guys, I've never had any of the chocolates and stuff from Turtle Alley, and I just ordered a bunch of Valentine stuff.
They're
Is it
amazing.
good?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay, so there's Art and Kay. So it's just Shayla that we're missing. Hello. Sorry, hi. My beard's getting longer. My hair's getting longer.
Well, I have an excuse.
Mm. I keep thinking I should get my hair cut, and then I'm like, I kind of like it this long. And then I kind
Yeah.
of like it this long. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
I
got so
actually
few of
think,
them anymore. I'll just like get them longer.
Well, I'm
no, it
catching up
looks
with you.
great.
Yeah.
So Lucas, I'm on the prowl for a new book,
What are you looking for?
an Emil Nold, or it might be pronounced Emil. It's Emil and then Nolde.
That's familiar. You have a title in mind, or
No, he has a numerous books out there. So a German artist. I'm been looking and exploring. So if you have anything in your bookstore, let me know.
I'll take a look for sure. You never know what's going to turn up in that place.
Everybody got the minutes from the January 27 meeting, I trust. Oh, there's Shayla.
Hi, sorry,
Hey,
technical
that's okay.
difficulty.
It's all right. So it's just K. Oh, here she, wait, what is she saying? She has just sent me an email. I can't get in, she says. Try again with the
So I just have to make sure I have a US figure skating meeting at 7 p.m. Just so you know,
Yeah.
I have to be on that about 6:55.
Okay. No problem. I think this is actually going to be a fairly short meeting. Maybe, oh, there she is. Okay. All right. Should be here. Should be joining as a panelist. Yay, success. Okay. There you are.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
so sorry to keep you waiting.
That's all right.
So
Okay.
I was first listening to audio because I couldn't, the link wasn't working. But I guess what happens is I use the link posted in the agenda, then you let me in.
Right, but did you not get a link to be a panelist?
No.
Okay,
Ah.
they should have given you that link. I don't send that out, so I'll let Shelley and Jill know to include you as a panelist from the get-go, since you've been sworn in as a member, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you're official, so you should have gotten that.
All right. Well,
So I
sorry
saw
about
you
that.
listed as, on the public list, and I thought I had clicked to admit you, but I guess maybe I didn't before,
All
but
right,
you're here
well-
now, so
I am, and I'm sorry if I held you up.
that's all right. We'll get all of these glitches done, and then we'll be back to meeting in person,
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
technology.
which would be great.
I'm not in
So,
favor.
okay, I had sent out the agenda and I'll read the initial statement that I'm supposed to read. Consistent with the governor's orders suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and banning gatherings of more than 25 people, this meeting will be conducted by remote participation to the greatest extent possible. The public may not physically attend this meeting, but every effort will be made to allow the public to view and listen to the meeting in real time. In the event that a live transmission proves unworkable for any reason, an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of the meeting will be made available on the city's website as soon as possible. So the agenda, number one is review the agenda, assign someone to take minutes, and any announcements. So do any of you have any suggestions or questions about the agenda? Anything you want to add to it?
Looks good to me.
No.
It looks
Okay.
great to me.
Okay. Then Kay, you want to take minutes again?
Normally I would, but I'm watching a dog for a friend who had her first chemo appointment today.
Oh
So
dear.
she may arrive and then I'll have to bring the dog out. So I
Okay.
don't want to, if that's a, I could start, but I may have to dash off at any point.
Okay, so in that case, Rebecca, do you want to just do it for this meeting?
Yeah, just, I'm gonna excuse myself while I get some paper.
Okay, sure. Give her a chance to get back.
Okay, I'll set.
Okay, for announcements, I was not able to do the MCC office hours on Tuesday as I had hoped. Did any of you attend that by any chance? No, okay. I think it's online. Maybe I'll try to look at it and see if there's anything there. I received an email with another inquiry that I'm trying to find now. It's just about how to apply and the link between applying for LCC grants and some of the money that's available through MCC grants. So I don't know where that went, but I will just respond to it with what I know about our process and just have to refer the individual to Mina for the other part of it. But that's the only communication I've had with people beyond what we're doing.
Liz, did we approve the minutes yet or no?
No, not yet.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. So you have your paper. Okay, so are there any corrections or suggestions to change the minutes from the meeting, last meeting, which in the agenda, I put approved minutes of 2:10 meeting, but since this is 2:10, it's obviously not that, it's the 1/27 meeting, right? Yeah, January 27 meeting. No corrections? Okay, is there a
Good.
motion to approve?
Approve.
Okay, motion by Lucas, second by Jane.
Third.
Third by Shayla. Okay. Okay, were you at that meeting? Yeah, okay. So I think we can count that as everyone voting for.
Mhm.
So we we've had Rebecca and then Kay functioning as secretary, filling in the duties, but we hadn't officially elected anybody. And then Jane is the official elected treasurer, but her term ends at the end of this month. So we need to elect a
It ends-
treasurer
It ends on the 14th.
of the 14th, right? Coming up really
Right.
soon.
Yeah.
So at
Valentine's
this
Day.
meeting,
Right.
we need to pass that hat along. So it's my understanding that Rebecca is willing to take on the treasury duties and that Kay is willing to take on the secretary duties. So
Yeah.
yeah. So can we have a motion to elect those two people? I think we can do it in one motion. To elect those two people to those positions, a motion.
I
Yes.
move to elect those two people.
I
Okay,
second that.
okay. Motion by Jane, second by Shayla. Rebecca, how do you vote? You're muted.
Yes, in favor.
Okay, Lucas,
Yeah, absolutely.
Kay,
Yes.
Shayla,
Yes.
Jane.
Yes.
Okay, so that's unanimous. Great. Thank you both, really. It'll be a
Yeah.
pleasure
Sure.
working with the two of you, and we'll get all of this cleanup done from the COVID year and be much more smoothly organized in the future, I think.
On that note, do we have any kind of document that outlines what officers or what those responsibilities are?
Yes, and I will send that to you.
Thank you. Just so I don't miss anything. It's been a while
Right.
since I have done it.
Right, when I was first appointed, I was sent a whole bunch of information, and one of the things was the MCC sample LCC job descriptions, which is to serve as a guide. It says each LCC may tailor the roles to fit its needs. Now I'm just reading, it says advises that job descriptions be drafted and adopted by members for each grant cycle.
Oh.
And then, it has every possible job you could imagine could be filled. And it's like, if we were the city of Boston with, I don't know how much money they get, you might need half of these, but we don't. But and I'll circulate it so everybody can see it. And, again, as we get organized going forward, maybe we can be more clear about these things. But in the meantime, I think that we can get through our immediate tasks. As we're
Sure. And
doing it
maybe,
on an ad
maybe
hoc basis.
you mentioned that upcoming meetings, we were going to strategize about grant approval, the grant approval process and things like that. So
Yeah.
maybe like what if it's okay with everybody, maybe I could take a look at that and, rework it to what I think I
Yeah.
remember it to be, and then
Mhm.
I can present it to you, and then you can decide whether you want to vote on it or not, or
Sure.
Yeah.
I think looking at different ways to organize things is a good idea. Good. Okay. So we're supposed to review the FY21 applications and any requests for reconsideration. There have been no requests for reconsideration yet. The deadline, though, is not until February 13th. So they have a few more days. I frankly will be surprised if anybody requests reconsideration, but what I'll do if I get something is just send you an email immediately. We have a meeting next Wednesday at which we're supposed to be doing the allocation. And so we can, I think, do both of those steps at the same time under the rules. So the main thing we're supposed to talk about tonight is the allocation of funds. Now, Jane, how close are you to having a final number for us on how much we have to?
Well, I have the printout from the city,
Mhm.
and it shows the two people that were still question marks, which was Scott Santino, and you emailed him, correct, Elizabeth?
Yeah, and I have not heard back, but I just emailed them this afternoon, so.
Yeah, and Imagine Studios.
Mhm.
So we have to find out if they want to postpone or just, say no to the grant. And so the only money that really is unspent is the $1,560 that we allocated for our project. We were going to do a council project,
Mhm.
which we couldn't do because we wanted to have a live event.
Mhm.
And then those two outstanding, and one for 300 and one for 225. So,
Okay.
and the ones that are postponed and not spent, we have to wait until the end of 2021 because they may be able to do those projects during that year.
Okay.
How much are do you know how much the two are combined, the dollar amount for the two?
Well, we have, let's see, 300, 225, so that's 525, plus the 1560.
Okay.
And the 1560 will carry over anyways, right? Because that's not allocated anywhere.
Right, unless we decide not to do a project in 2021 and give that money to grantees
Right. Okay.
because we have so many.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I seem to remember, but my memory may be wrong, but I seem to remember that there was a limit on the dollar amount you could carry over, put on by, or it used to be, the MCC had a limit. It was usually a certain percentage of whatever total you were allocated for the year. So is that still the case? Do we know if we're okay?
yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what the 1560 actually was, that percentage.
That percentage that was allowable?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, there was just a document K that just went out that stated the percentages. I have it in my own folder, but I want to say it was like 15% or something to that effect.
Right, okay, so, all right, I'm glad I remember that. I'm impressed that I remember that, quite frankly.
I think it was like 5%, right? Jane?
I remember it to be a small amount.
But the 5% was for like the mailing and maintenance.
Administrative,
Administrative.
5% for admin and up to 15% for a
Correct.
project that the LCC wants to do.
Nice,
Right.
good.
So that's it. But we had reserved those for FY20. But we said, I think we voted to take 5% for admin for 21, but we have not yet voted on taking 15% for an LCC project for FY21. So in terms of allocating the FY21 funds alone, what is the final number that we have? 10,000 something?
10, I think it's 10,400
Yeah.
minus the 5%.
Okay. So if we're going to carry over for an LCC project, the 1560 from last year, does anybody think we need to allocate more than that amount for an LCC project for FY21? I mean, we're talking with the mayor about doing, some sort of event to showcase our grantees in conjunction with what she wants to do about displaying the art that I guess they found in City Hall, and got out of storage, and to do that at GMGI. So that would cost some money. I mean, we'd be able to make a contribution of some money to putting that on and for publicity and stuff like that. But is there anything else that people feel like we can actually gear up to do effectively in FY21?
Well, I mean, can we still consider I was thinking, can we still consider that I really loved that ice sculpting concept. And I think by, let's knock on wood that, by next December, we'll be able to implement that safely.
So, Kay, you weren't with us then, but we had been, I guess last spring, doing brainstorming, or maybe it was even earlier, about, what new things we could bring to the community. And one idea was down at I4C2 by the waterfront in the winter to have ice sculptures designed and have like a winter festival kind of thing outdoors.
Nice.
I mean, it could be a competition, carve the fisherman statue out of ice or
Right.
whatever, give little prizes and whatever. But that seemed like something that would be manageable to organize, that would be welcomed by the community and not be hugely expensive. I mean, Cape Pond Ice could certainly provide blocks of ice.
Sure.
Pretty easily and that kind of thing. So that's what she's referring to.
Thank you for explaining.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, I think it's prudent to put the money aside that we're allowed. And then when we meet next week to do allocations, we'll probably have a better sense as to whether we can actually pull that money out or want to. But it's better to pull it out right off the top of the pot, so then we can divvy up the rest.
Okay.
So we have 10,400 minus the 5% for admin, which leaves us with 9,880. So if we're taking 15%, then
so just take 20% out of the 10. It looks like you have a calculator.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So just what is 80% of $10,400?
Okay, cool.
8,000 something, right?
But I mean, I guess just so that I have it documented proper,
Right.
I'll just do it that way.
Okay, yeah. So you're going to take the 5%, which we previously voted at a meeting that we were going to do.
Yeah, so my question is, as silly as this is, then does the 15% come off of the 988, the difference of the 5%, not the 10, right?
I think it comes off of the total amount.
Okay.
Just as a part of history, the reason that we had this money left over last year, we've never had money left over. We've always allocated it to all the grantees. And last year, we didn't have enough grants requests. So that's why we had money left. We were trying to figure out, what are we going to do with this money? So this year, I think we're in an opposite position where we have way more requests than we have money. So just to keep that in mind.
Yeah. And the other thing too is with the, Gloucester birthday celebration coming up, it might be nice to do something as the cultural council that aligns with that too. So.
Yeah, we need to, that's definitely going to be high on our agenda for the year planning, how we're going to interface with them. And I know they have so many people working on different aspects of that. So we need to figure out that coordination piece and what we can contribute. Absolutely, we should be in that door, be in that room, be in the room.
Yes.
So I'm looking, actually, I have Nina's January 15 memo to the LCCs about our schedule and what we have to do. And we're actually on schedule. Hold voting meetings before February 13th. Vote on administrative funds, take up to 5%, which we did up that on the 13th. And then council program, take up to 15%. So can we have a motion to do that? And we'll make it official here.
Yes.
I motion.
Second.
Okay. Shayla moves
I
and
approve.
Lucas seconds that we reserve 15% of the FY21 funds for a GCC program. All right. So now we need,
Just one time.
yeah.
So I,
Thanks.
so I have a total left for distribution
Yep.
of 8,320. Is that correct? Does everybody have that also?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what we have to distribute to grantees for FY21. Now, for the leftover money from our project last year, we want to save that to apply to the project that we're going to do this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that's a carryover. And then the 300 and the 225, I thought we were getting more money back from people who were not using. What's on that? Because we had,
So does everyone have then for the GCC project fund 3,120? Because that would be carried over from this year, and then the 15% for 21.
so it's 1560 plus what from last year?
Did you guys say 1,560 from last year? Was that correct?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that's
So
correct.
And this year is what?
3,120, 3,120.
So it's another 1560 this year.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
So that actually is kind of nice because we can help out the mayor, and then we also be able to do that other community project that I think probably will be exciting because everything's been so, this past year was just, there was really no
Brutal.
celebration. So as we all
Yeah.
know.
All right, I've lost track of my notes, but I will find them here. I mean, weren't there three, oh no, that was. I thought there were more people who did not use their funds last year.
Well, we have a couple of people who postponed,
Right.
Okay, all right,
so
that,
that means, that
okay.
means they're gonna still use the funds, but this year.
Gotcha, gotcha, okay. All right. So I guess we need to look at the total amounts that people are asking for, other than the ones we have sent the rejects to. All right, have you done any more work on your amazing database that would help us keep track of what we're trying to keep track of here?
Now at the minute, life kept interrupting me periodically, so, but it won't take too long to get caught up.
Okay.
Well, how do you, I mean, I know we're doing allocations next week, but is it helpful to brainstorm how to go about doing that, or is there a way you
Yeah.
usually do?
Yeah, that's the idea. So I was just trying to, I have not calculated, I meant to, and then for some reason I didn't. Just the order of magnitude, you know, of between what people are asking us for and the amount we have to give out.
Well, we've definitely off the bat, we've got a $5,000 ask from Gloucester Stage and $5,000 from Rocky Neck Art Colony.
Yeah.
So that's, you know,
More than we have.
yeah.
I'm not gonna get that, yeah.
How many have you approved? How many programs did you approve? Do you know off the top of your
There's
head?
a lot. Hold on one.
Okay.
1, 2, I think just 3 that we didn't approve. Is that right? We sent out 3 rejections.
4,
Wow.
actually.
4.
Yeah.
4.
11, 12, 13, 14. Like 17 I got, right?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what we had done, Kay, is we ranked them yes, maybe, no, and the
Mhm.
maybes we went and got some more information from, and they all turned into yeses.
Mhm.
Except one person didn't respond, so we
Right.
put that person in no. So the 4 we rejected, I was just gonna total up.
Well, I think they were discussed in the meeting last time, weren't they?
Yeah, but I was just gonna total the amounts of money.
Yeah. Well, there was Lane's Coven was 2,500.
Yeah, 2,500, and then Cadamus was 300.
Jesse
And
Green, right, was
Jesse
500.
Green was
500.
500. And then Gregory Cook, the Wonderland Spectacle, he was asking for 1,200. So that's 4,500 we have said no to.
Okay.
And if we have 8,300 or approximately and 17 applications, and if you did an even Steven divide, which I'm not saying you would, that gives each person approximately 490. So then maybe see who's less, is there
than
anybody
that.
less than 490?
Yeah,
Oh, a lot of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mhm.
So maybe they don't get the full amount, maybe they get a portion, or maybe they do get the full amount and then the rest of the money you roll into the others. But that's pretty good, you know, to be able to give $500 to 17 applicants.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I mean, it's obviously that there's some discussion too, because there are groups that are asking for more money, but also have more support. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Talk about it. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the list to see how many asked for less than 490. And the Hammond Museum asked for 350. Howie Newman, knock on wood, asked for 400. Junie Van Dyke, 300 for the art exhibit at the library. Heidi Wakeman, Beauty on the Wing butterfly film, 400. The Indian dance, only 250.
Mhm.
The acoustic for seniors, 250. The drummer, 350.
Mhm.
So,
Good. So it may not be as challenging as we think.
Yeah.
so if we were looking at giving everyone who requested less than 490 their full allotment, how do you feel about, where they have a budget and they've asked us to fully fund the budget, as opposed to they have a budget and they're asking for part of it? That was another thing I was noticing.
In my experience, we always favored artists who were seeking additional funding and weren't relying on us as sole support. But that was just the way we operated. I mean, some
Sure.
smaller artists or organizations, may not have that capability. But if you have a big organization with an additional funding source, I think it's okay to not give them the full ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how about if, again, not to make decisions, but just to get us thinking about this, I'll go through that list of small requests again and identify, if they're asking for the full budget or not. Okay. And again, not to make any decisions, but just. So the Hammond Museum, ask is, their budget is 600, they're asking for 350. Howie Newman, the Knock on Wood acoustic folk thing, an outdoor concert, the budget is 400, he's asking for the full 400. Then Judy Van Dyke, the art exhibit at the library, the budget is 300, she's asking for 300. And that was for artist stipends. We talked about that before. Then Heidi Wakeman, the butterfly film, the budget is 400. She's asked for 400.
Can I ask a question?
The Indian dance, the budget is 250. She's asked for 250. The acoustics for seniors, the budget's 250. She's asked for 250. And Timothy Kane, the drum circles, budget 350, asked for 350. So it does seem to be the smaller, like we're presenting this. I'm presenting this by myself that's asking for full funding.
And the question to think about, one of the questions to think about too, I think is, if we don't give them full funding for that small amount, are they even going to be able to do the presentation? Will that hinder them in any way?
Right.
Like Hammond Castle, if you don't give them the full amount, I don't think that's going to stop them from going on with the presentation.
Yeah.
Right.
But a single art, a sole artist, it might stop them. They might be like, now what am I going to do? So there's just just a perspective to think about.
I 100% agree with you, Kay.
The other thing too, though, is the other argument is, you support a program for Hammond Castle and you're going to get a much bigger PR boost for your council than you might for us. So there's just.
That's why I'm kind of like, I think the high school's project might be, we were going to be 100%, right? To fund that. But I kind of feel like that would be a good idea for us.
I love those high school programs. I mean, they're supporting mentorship. I mean, there were so many things in there that, to me, that's what we're about.
Yeah.
And in this era of, COVID and racial injustice, I think like looking at the programs that are casting a wide cultural net is important too. So wanting to support the diversity and the culture that's in our name.
Yeah.
Where did we land with the musery?
I finally got his paperwork for last year, which
Right,
is,
okay.
and I've submitted that to the city, so
Oh, great.
we're all good with that. Oh, just one comment. The Indian dance, when I looked at her application, it said it was supposed to be September 24th, 2020. So I contacted her and it is 2021. She just made a mistake. So
Oh.
if
Yeah,
anybody sees that mistake,
Mhm.
it's corrected.
good, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Oops, I was muted. Jane, good eyes for catching that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to be filmed this summer and then streamed online, right? That's the plan.
Mhm.
Are they Native American Indians or Eastern Indians?
Eastern
Indians.
Indian,
Oh,
Yeah.
But still, that supports culture and diversity.
right?
absolutely.
Yep.
Beauty.
I have walked through Stage 4 Park when there are Indian families barbecuing there, and it's like,
Yeah.
can I just have a little to take home?
Yeah.
Aromatic all through the park. It's wonderful. I don't know where they come from, but they've obviously, there's so many family groups. I mean, it's like dozens of people running around. It's great.
Mm.
Great. So, okay.
And that's one thing Cape Ann is lacking is good Indian restaurant.
For
Oh,
sure. There's
yeah.
really a good one in Salem, though.
Salem, yeah,
I like
Well,
the one in Beverly.
That's a good one too.
Yeah,
yeah.
A mall.
Well,
yes.
We have Salem is mwah.
there's a new one downtown. Have you
Yeah,
tried it?
I have tried it. It's a little too nouveau for me.
Ah.
It's not a traditional.
Traditional, yeah.
I call it Gringo Indian, and I hate to say that on a Zoom meeting, but yes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
They're
Tex-Mex.
tandoori chicken. No.
It's not.
No.
Oh, we diverge from our agenda here.
Yes.
Sorry
We will
about
not
that.
have dinner yet, I think.
We're
before
getting
this meeting,
hungry.
so,
Getting hungry.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, so the Musery has $1,000 budget. They're asking for $1,000, just, for the FY21. So should we just leave it there with food for thought until next week? And maybe each of us can, look, review again the remaining applications and think if there's a pitch somebody wants to make for like boosting something higher than this kind of a base analysis would be, or if we think somebody asking for a low amount, really we don't need to fully fund it, even though they're only asking for a little bit. Just come up with a rationale if you want to make adjustments like that.
That's great. Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't know if I'm able to participate in the conversation because I wasn't in the voting, but I don't have any of the applications or.
Oh, you don't have
information.
access to the panel book or anything?
Oh,
Well,
I don't-
We'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll get you
Thank
that
you.
link for sure. Did you use the online link before when you were in Arlington to access the panel book and
Is
all the
it through the MCC?
Yeah, it's through massculture.org and you need the login for the Gloucester LCC, which I'll send you.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
you'll be able to get in.
Thank you. That rings a bell, but I
Yeah.
had forgotten that.
Have, just so that we're all on the same page, because unfortunately I wasn't at the last meeting, but do we have some sort of documented list somewhere that says these are the 17 approved, these are the no's, just so that we know which one is which? Like, did anybody document that? I mean, okay. Maybe you can.
yeah, that's what mine was like.
All right, well, can someone take a screenshot of it or?
No, I
Email it to
will
me.
put it in some kind of format. That
Yeah,
is
that would be, I
coherent.
think that would be good to have a format that we could, I don't know if we need to post it. I'm not sure, but to
Yeah.
have a format so we're all on the same page.
Yeah, I will, that abbreviated spreadsheet that I did before, I'll make it even more abbreviated. I'll take out the people that we have rejected. And I'll just have enough information that we can look, and then I think we'll be able to, do totals in the column, do sums in the columns. I'm not. good at
Yeah,
that,
like if
but
it
I
just
can-
had the name of the client,
Yeah,
and then what they're asking for, and then we can plug in what we think, and then
right,
like a little note for, you don't even have to do that. I can, whatever, we can write a note, but
yeah.
the
I'll
total,
I'll do that and
Okay.
get it out to you within the
some
next
sort
couple
of
of days.
abbreviated grid.
Yeah.
On the last page of the panel book,
Yeah,
there's a sheet.
Yeah.
Worksheet for entering decisions. I don't know if everybody's seen that.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. So we just have to get rid of the ones that we've denied on this sheet, and
Oh, that's perfect.
see, I
Yeah.
didn't print the panel book or even actually look at it very carefully. So,
Yeah, I
What
took
is
it
it?
online. I didn't print it out.
all right, so I'll see about filling that in and see if that helps.
That'd be great.
Liz?
Yeah,
If you can send that to me, then I can incorporate that into the database, and that sort of makes some of this a lot easier to work with.
great. I will do that.
So this is gonna sound really pushy. Can we set a date for receiving that particular abbreviated spreadsheet? Because if we're meeting next Wednesday, so if we all had it by say
I'll
Sunday.
do it tomorrow.
No pressure, no pressure.
No, my brain function, I would say I'll just do it when we log off, but my brain functions better in the morning and it'll be less error prone.
Sorry,
if
I don't
do
want
it.
to sound pushy.
No, that's okay. I
No.
like getting things like this done and out of the way,
Oh,
Right.
beautiful.
so.
All right,
And it won't be hard.
all right, thank you.
Not hard, so. So I like using the numbers, okay? So I'm always going to use the number of the application, and the sort will always be numerical by the number. Because referring, when we refer to applicants, sometimes people use the name of the person or the name of the project or whatever.
Right.
And I find it very hard, so
Yeah.
I'll always be the number and then this is what it is. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to meet next Wednesday, and should we start earlier since this is a full meeting? And Rebecca, will you have your meeting at 7 again next Wednesday?
Yeah, this is a really big time.
Yeah.
I have a big board meeting for you with US Figure Skating next, whatever, the 23rd. Are we meeting on the 23rd?
No.
17th.
Oh, then
Next week, the
guess what?
17th.
We can go till midnight. No worries.
Yippee. All right. Okay, well, that's good then. Because I think starting at 5 is kind of awkward for people who are working. All right. So meeting date to 17 at 5:30. And I'll send in the minutes again. Likely agenda items are what we just discussed, the allocations and election. No, we did the election, sorry. So review next steps and assignments. Well, I'm going to do the grid and send the LCC link to Kay. I think that's it, right?
Rebecca, thank you for jumping in and taking notes. I apologize. I didn't have to run off. So
No problem. No problem.
Our pets have become much higher priorities even than they were before.
Really?
yeah.
Can I ask you something, Kay? I feel like I met you in the parking lot on Rocky Neck. Were you in a car waiting to, are you a dog walker?
I have a dog and you look familiar to me, but.
I have a little,
Oh, you had the Cavalier.
well, a cockalier, yeah. And my daughter had the bulldog. She has an English bulldog.
N-
We were at
No.
Rocky Neck on the
No,
anyway.
I met a woman on Niles Beach with a little Hennessy.
Oh, yes. And you have a Cavalier.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yay. How are you? Oh my God. Who knew our worlds would collide again?
It's so funny. I'm
Oh, yeah,
surprised you can
got that-
recognize me. My lighting is so bad here.
Well, I'm thinking with the mask, like how cool is that? I'm
Yeah.
getting good at reading the eyeballs instead.
Definitely. Nice job, Rebecca.
Okay, I'm
So
looking
Rebecca
at
and I
the,
have that in common.
I'm looking at the worksheet in the panel book. And yeah, okay. I see what it is now. It seems to be randomly ordered and
Yeah, by
It is,
number. Yeah.
not alphabet anyway. Stuff like that drives me crazy. I'll do it my way.
Okay.
You know what, here, not to complicate things, but if we wanted to, because we have 17 17 grantees, we could number them 1 through 17. But we'd have to make sure that all our numbers line up if that makes it any easier.
Yeah. Well, we have these ID numbers. I mean,
Okay, so we can use those.
okay. Sounds good. Anything else? Has anybody gotten a vaccine yet? Hey,
Oh,
Art.
all right.
All right.
So it's nice being able to qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you not feel well, Art, after you got it?
No, I've not had a problem with it, although my
Good.
eye doesn't like the deep intramuscular shot.
Mm.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
grows, but other than that, no side effects.
good.
Good.
My daughter's a school teacher in New York and she's a young woman and she was, complaining about feeling really ill for about 3 days.
Oh.
So,
That means it's working though.
right.
Yeah, right. Your body's
What?
building
Nasty
antibodies to it.
experience. I had a nasty experience in 1957. That's when the 1918 flu came back to visit, and I was down for a week with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It ruined our sports season for high school.
So I have one more question before we proceed. Once we do the allocation, then all these 17 people have to be sent the letter, and there's a form letter
Form letter. Yeah.
to use. Okay. I should be able to do that, but if there's somebody who would help. When I did the denial letters, the 4 denial letters, I looked up on the MCC website to copy and paste the names and addresses and that information. And then I just plugged in, I checked off the thing we agreed on and added the additional language as I showed you when I screen shared those letters. So it wasn't much of a problem, but does anybody know, is there a way to just like mail merge that information? Probably not.
There will be.
What about if each of us take 5 for you? So
Yeah.
like,
Huh?
I'll do 5 acceptances, somebody else could do 5, somebody else could do 5, and then there's just like 2 left over or something like that.
That'd be great. That'd be great. It doesn't take that long, but it does take a bit of time. And
Well, it depends if there's back and forth.
mhm.
Sometimes, well, the yes people won't have any questions, obviously, but they might.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we may want some sort of conclusionary sentence that says why, if we weren't able to fund them fully,
Mhm.
just something. And if you want to send me that form letter, Elizabeth,
Mhm.
I could probably do the letters, I might even be able to do the letters as we're meeting, as we're deciding.
Well, they could be, actually, you're right. They could be prepared ahead of time and you just plug in the number,
Right.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will do that.
I mean, if I'm going to serve as the secretary for, 2 years or whatever, I might as well have that form letter because I think that's what I'm going to have to do moving forward. So
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
had to do
So
it.
I will do that. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no
I was
problem.
thinking about it. There's no reason to wait until after, except just to plug in that number and then have them ready to go.
Right.
I'm sure people are eager to hear. Oh, I'm supposed to send the. Okay. That's all I have.
You ended up with a lot of action items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion
Motion
to
to adjourn.
adjourn.
Okay, seconded by Jane. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
I'm not going to call the roll. I think that was a break in the rule, but. Great. So thanks, everybody. See you next week.
Have a
See you
good
next
week.
week.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Karen, okay, see you on the beach.
Walking dogs.
I'm in the
I'm gonna
woods.
end
with
the
my
meeting for
dogs.
all.
Well, you won't
I
see
know,
me on the
Shayla, as soon as this little guy gets his last round of shots, March 5th, I'm coming. Coming to see you.
My dogs, they're good dogs. They're like, they will train other dogs.
Yay.
They're very
All right.
people loving guys.
I just had some personal things I have to take care of, and then I just have to wait for him to get all his shots, and then
Yeah,
we're
for
ready to
sure.
go.
We're here.
All right. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Bye, you guys.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.